Greetings and salutations, my friends. Welcome back to the cabin. Sorry, my head is a little bit see-through. Today I want to talk about, just have a casual, calm discussion about a tweet. A couple of tweets, actually. I'll show you the second one later on. But a tweet from a Football Manager creator, and just sort of talk about it. I don't know why I'm doing this. I've got no idea. But this is the tweet in question. It's from Zealand. Obviously, you all know him. Massive FM creator. Lovely guy. Doing bits, absolute bits in the Football Manager scene. So it's the top bit, and it says, Football Manager's graphics are terrible, and I'm tired of pretending they are not. It's an interesting way of phrasing it. So, like, for me, I was always under the assumption that everybody knew that Football Manager graphics were terrible. We'd accepted our lot in life, and they are terrible. And I think, like, obviously Zealand knew they were terrible before, but it's like we're accepting of the downsides, you know, and which is fair enough. And also for him, just personally, to tweet out something critical about this game is quite tough. As a creator myself, who I'm lucky enough to have met Miles and some of the creators of the original game and lots of people that work there and stuff. And so it's all and I've managed to make this weirdly a job. So I have so much to be thankful to Football Manager for, and I'm sure Zealand feels exactly the same. So it's always weird to be a bit critical, but I'm glad he is. I'm always kind of outspoken anyway, and I don't have too much to do with the Football Manager people anymore. So it's like, but it's good to be honest, right? So anyway, let's first question, and then he goes on to sort of show a couple of images from like really old games that just have better graphics and stuff, which is fine. That's all good. Like I was always wondered how many FIFAs you have to go back. That's how I want to look at it. And let me know if anybody's done this in the comments. How many FIFAs do you have to go back to get the same level of graphics? And then obviously that's caused a bit of a stir and people were discussing it. It was interesting. There was, what you see a lot of the comments, not everyone has a $3,000 computer to run a damn football game. And just sort of similar, I don't think so. My computer barely runs it. I found that a little bit confusing because graphical options are a thing. And they've always been a thing. And I know Football Manager is a weird game because there's lots of people play, like, it's a very standalone game because there are a lot of people that play Football Manager that wouldn't consider themselves gamers, that don't play other games, they don't own a console or whatever, but Football Manager is the only game they play, and they play it every year. So I guess maybe because they don't get to see what's happening in the modern graphics and stuff and everything, that they're more accepting of it maybe, or don't understand that, yeah, you can have amazing graphics on a game and just have options to downgrade it. So if you've got a crappy old laptop or something, that you can still play it. That's just not a problem. Like, it's just not a thing. And then where the space sort of pointing out that the graphics in FM13 looked better than the graphics in FM23, which it's hard to argue, and it's just, I think it's a lot of it. Like, and if you've watched my channel ever, you'll know my biggest bugbear is just take some time when you're watching, especially before the kickoff stuff, to look behind the stadium and just like the 240p graphics and the giant cross cardboard trees that are 600 feet tall, that sort of stuff, right? And okay, so yes, obviously Football Manager graphics are crap. It doesn't mean we can't be happy when they announce new animations and new goalkeeper animations. I can still be pleased with that because that's great because it's a little bit better. But yes, but should they be crap? See, and it's going to lead on to my second tweet that I've got to show you. Like, here's the thing. I don't think, and please correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not glued to social media. I don't really do that much social media stuff, so I might have missed it. But I've never seen Football Manager or Miles or Sports Interactive come out and say, our game is a simulation and that's what we focus on. So the graphics is secondary. Nobody's complaining that Stardew Valley was crap looking graphics. He should update because he sold millions of copies now. He should update it. That's just the style. So if Football Manager, I'm not saying they should, but if Football Manager said, no, we like this style. This is as detailed as we want it. We focus on the database and the meat of the game and stuff like that, I'd almost have more respect. But what they sort of do is they try to market it like it's good. It must be hard to market, to be honest, to non-Football Manager people. And this leads me on to the second tweet. One second. Now, I know Miles. I've met Miles. I'll be very honest, he's a very interesting person. In my opinion, he shouldn't be tweeting about the game, like, at all. Like, there's weird two sides to Miles. On social media, if anybody's had interactions, you'll know he's one of the sort of... He just doesn't have a sense of humour on social media, and he's very spiky. And part of that's just because he's going to get so much shit from people that he's always on the defence. But he never comes across too well on Twitter. And he'll admit that himself. Like, he's talked about it. And so there's that. He should probably let somebody else sort of do the more talking about Football Manager stuff, but that's fine. But behind the scenes, as a person that makes the game, I probably wouldn't want anyone else, because not only does he help make the game, obviously, and he also does tons for football, like stuff you wouldn't believe, like gets involved in politics and regulation, all to do with sort of equality in sports and everything. Like he's crazy at that, right? So he comes out with this tweet. I'm going to read it, just in case you can't read. Now that we've revealed some changes to manager creations, this is me in FM23, right? Using a photo from an Apple iPhone Max main camera. I think it's cool that it gave us the exact details. Taken outdoors with no special lighting and using the face gen technology used in the game. Right? Now, I think we can all agree that this is awful. Just on forgetting Football Manager and stuff, if you said, I've got some face scan thing, app, it's really cool, and sent me your photo with and it looked like that, I'll be like, that's a shit app, right? Putting aside Football Manager, there's tons of apps that do that, but that is awful, right? Okay, so that is just a terrible thing. But the way the tweet is framed, almost like taken outdoors with no special lighting, as if he was really proud of it. It must, like I said, it must be hard because it's not good, but you have to market it. But I don't know if he's selling us the lie that we're supposed to think that's good, or if he thinks that's good, then he needs to get it out more in terms of gaming. I feel like if it like, and I know, I'm sorry, Mars, if you're watching this, I'm sorry if that sounds really rude, but this is not good. Like there's no argument otherwise, okay? And then, so then it's like, well, we're pushing this and stuff. And they're not an indie game company. They have lots of employees. They sell, I don't know, it's about a couple of million copies a year. This is not a little game. So if they wanted to, they could make the graphics a ton better. They could. They have the money to, they have the business to. They would need new people, obviously, and stuff. It'd take investment, but they can, and they probably are at some point going to improve the graphics and stuff. So are they choosing not to yet? Like, maybe their analytics show that that's not the selling point of the game. It's always hard with analytics, because then you say, but the graphics are crap, so of course, if they were better, that might be a reason people buy the game. And I find it a fascinating subject. Like, for me, it's not the biggest thing. Like, as the graphics, I'm more about like the animations, the close detail. I don't care if it's got ray tracing. I care if it looks like football. That's why odd things bug me the most, and weird goalkeeper animations. So those things will always go. But where do you sit on the graphics? Like I said, this is a couple of million copies a year game, almost guaranteed, gradually increasing. Like, in gaming terms, this is one of the safest franchising probably in gaming, so that it's not like they don't know, they can't forecast. And I'm sure they're working on graphical updates, but I also think it won't be... Because last time they did a big graphical update and they were going all on about it, wasn't a massive leap, was it? So I'm not expecting it to be... Like, I would love it, and I think it would get a whole new generation of people. I think one of the things Football Manager struggles with generally is just getting those younger audiences into Football Manager, because it's such a hard game to learn. It's hard to get some 12-year-old kid who's played FIFA for a couple of years and enjoys maybe the career mode or whatever to then go, right, here's Football Manager. Now, you're probably going to need about 100 hours to learn everything. And after 10 years, you still might not remember where half the things are. But trust me, once you do, it's a real tough one. But then, you know, would the graphics really get people into it? I just wanted to talk about it. I'm glad people like Zealand, and I think Dr. Benji mentioned it as well and stuff, are talking about it. Because, you know, maybe as a whole we are too accepting of it. And maybe it's like, hang on, you know, this is ridiculous now. Like it probably should be quite a bit better. And I don't know. I'd love to know your thoughts. Like I said, please don't argue, because for some people, graphics are way down on the list of priorities, right? For me, it's quite far down. So even if they're bad, you know, there's still people that play in 2D and stuff like that. And even if 3D looked like FIFA, they would still play in 2D. So, yeah. But just remember, if you've got a crappy laptop, there will be graphical options. You can turn it down. It's really cool like that. It's existed in gaming since I was about 14, and I'm fucking ancient. Right, on that note, really enjoyed this. So I'm going to do more of these Football Manager chats. Just relax chat, because I want to see the comments. I want to see the discussion. Please do be polite to everybody, even if you disagree. But would it make you... What if a little... question for the comments, because I just thought of this in my head. What if next year FM24, it's got women's football, because that's probably likely, and the graphics engine is massively improved? It's like FIFA a couple of FIFAs ago. Still amazing. Like, really, would you pay a full price game for it? They've put the price up a tenner or 15 quid, whatever the full price of a game is nowadays. Like, would you accept that? Just a question. Don't shoot the messenger. Right, thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new to the channel for more Football Manager stuff. And I'll see you in the next one. I'll get this off your screen because it's not good, is it?